So in addition to social networking, all filmmakers should have their very own website. Now, as I often do, I've set up a tutorial. If you go to www.moviesitehost.com, you're going to receive a tutorial on how to set up your very own website. It's going to be a 3-step process. So, one of the things you have to realize is your first movie website, like making a movie, like your first cut, it's going to be rough, okay? The first version of your website, it doesn't have to be overly complex. All you really got to do is get something out there, and then later as you get more money and more funding, you can hire graphic designers and programmers to go in there and really make things sizzle. But when you get to moviesitehost.com, you're going to see a little box here at the top. It's going to ask you, are you ready to set up your movie website? And when you click that box, what happens is another window is going to open up, and you have the ability then to sign up for both hosting and a domain. So when you click on that box, it's going to take you through, and you can say, here's a movie that I've worked on. So let's say I wanted to create a website for Toxic Soup Movie. I would keep the word, let me see if I can spell today. I would keep the word movie at the end of that domain, just because it allows people to know that they're actually looking for a movie, and it's just a preference that I like. So Toxic Soup Movie. So if I were to set up a website for Toxic Soup Movie, I would put that in there, and I would hit Toxic Soup Movie. I'd hit next. It's actually showing me that the domain's not available for registration. The reason for that is we already own that domain. So if that happens to you, you would just have to type in a different domain here and find one that works. So let me flip back over to moviesitehost.com. Once you have the hosting, you're able to go in there and reserve your domain name and your hosting. The next part of it is you go in and you set up a website. One of the easiest ways to set up a website, and we're not talking about the clunky websites that your kid's sister used to make in 1995. There's something out there. There's both static websites and dynamic websites. A static website's kind of a brochure. That's the best way to describe it. It just sits there. It advertises you and your business, but not a whole lot is going on. And then you have these other types of sites called dynamic websites, which really what it means is it gives you the ability to update the content frequently. One of the best dynamic platforms out there is Wordpress. So when you sign up for your hosting and your domain, you can then get back in there and click on the WordPress icon, and you'll be able to install WordPress right on your site. And then once that happens is, once it loads on your site, you'll be given a username and a password, and you can just log into your site, and it just like filling out information in an email and pushing send, you have the ability to come up with all of your content, and push, enter, and next thing you know, you have a website. So I was a little bit goofy, but when you go to moviesitehost.com, you'll actually see a screenshot of me creating this particular website within WordPress. So go on over to moviesitehost.com, follow the instructions there, set up a website today for at least your production company, and then later on circle back and set up additional websites for each one of your movies. In full disclosure, when you click on these links, I do get a commission. So, the steps will still work in most other, if you want to use a different company, but if you use this company in particular, I do get a commission. So I'm just trying to, make sure you do your own due diligence prior to making any purchases, both here and everywhere on earth. And if you need more filmmaking information, please stop by filmmakingstuff.com. And once again, filmmakingstuff.com. Happy filmmaking.